hours a day to put together all the things that we do out into the world. And one of the last things we get to do is to interact directly with people that love what we're doing. So don't feel weird, don't feel funny. We love you too. Thank you.
And just to give you a little bit of context as to why we did the show, you know, for us, we've been doing nightlife for a very long time, and a lot of the drag and the expressionism that we grew up with in our nightclubs sort of was starting to fade away to the side a little bit. Not in nightlife itself, but just in drag. You know, as drag became more accepted and sort of more polished, the drag that we knew started to sort of dwindle a little bit, which we definitely did not like and were not comfortable with at all. So it was important to us to kind of do a show that we, first of all, had fun doing, but also that celebrated and elevated the sort of drag that we like, which it's not all vampire queen, this and that, it's alternative drag. So there's a lot of punk energy in the drag that we do. All the things that, and I'll just say this before someone asks it, all the things that we have the girls do on the show, we've done all that shit ourselves over our careers in the club. So we may be pristine and beautiful now, but we definitely have no problem getting filthy and dirty with the worst of it, believe me.
It's the absolute truth, and we may have been quoted saying this somewhere, but the first party we threw lasted a really long time, and one of the things we got to do, there was a lot of vignettes, there were shows that were happening throughout the night, kind of Tranny Shack style, if anyone's familiar with that party, Tranny Shack. So I would literally just be married to the stage all night, the curtains would close, we would change costumes, and then the curtains would open when we do a show. The curtain would close, and that would happen 6-7 times during the night, so in any one given night, we might be fat old ladies, or construction workers like guys, or transsexual prostitutes, or whatever the role might be. We could get dirty and nasty and filthy and fun and just turn on a crowd and really fucking live our lives and just light that nightclub on fire.
Yeah, so, you know, we want to encourage other, because I know there's a lot of little demented monsters out there, even in the crowd tonight. Needs a little bit of fucking encouragement, right? A little bit of support. So that's what the show's all about. We want to spread that support and that love and that encouragement and acceptance. There was a queen last night in Glasgow who tatted up, kind of monster-looking girl, and she actually stood out to me. She came up to us and she said, I want to thank you guys. And I was like, okay, you know. But she goes, everybody in this town used to rag on me, and they fucking hated me. And then when Dragula came out, they all started watching it, and then they thought I was the coolest fucking thing. And I was like, that right there motivates me. You know what I mean? That's amazing. So, yeah, so that's kind of part of the story of Dragula.
So listen, does anybody have any questions that they might want to ask? We're just going to kind of make it open for them. If someone like right here, let's go for it.
It's quite forward, but why Erica?
He said it's quite forward, but why Erica?
Because the season is still currently going, we can't really talk too much about certain things like that, but what I will tell you about it is you have to understand that you see, because of the TV format, it's about 48 minutes. The filming is about 40 hours per episode. It is insane. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't see. You know, people say, why did Dolly go home and why did this person go home? But the thing is that I know. We actually put a lot of we love everybody that we cast. Like, we dug through so many people, and we picked these girls. We spent our own money, time, and effort to elevate each of them. We picked them because each one of them, literally, in our mind, could have become the winner of what we were looking for. That's what the contest is about, to become our next drag super monster. So when they get sent home, it's no joy for us. You know what I mean? It's not like we're like, let's spend a lot of money to get Dolly out here and then rob her. It makes no fucking sense. So it's like, you gotta imagine when you're there too. Another thing, and I'm being very long-winded, but this explains a lot.
Yes, she is.
You know, you see the runways, and we try to make them like music videos, so they're beautifully edited. We have music and angles and lights because we really want the girls to just be big. We want to show them in their best light. But what that means is we edit out all the shit that you guys don't see.
You guys do not see the blunders and the bullshit, because something. It is a competition. It is a vehicle to elevate kind of the alternative style of drag, which is kind of an oxymoron, because I think drag at its roots is alternative anyway. The heart of it is so subversive and kind of like anti almost everything. But I think the greatest thing that a show like Dragula is, it's a showcase. So even the girls that go out first or second or third, or they make it to the end, or they win, we have the privilege of plucking out these artists that might live in these isolated areas, and it happens to be in our country, but I think this will be asked tonight. We want to open it up to all countries. Is to pluck them out of obscurity and give them a platform so that everybody can celebrate what they are and what the fuck it is that they do.
So in a nutshell, to answer your question, everybody's gonna get sent home until someone wins. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. But it's there's things that you don't see that contribute to
that is true. But I think that's also almost like, of course, you could say that kind of. Yeah. Look, the truth of the matter is the exterminations matter. Erica proved that. I mean, how many did she survive? 3, 4? Like, she's going down in the history. Like, we kind of had an inside joke in the production, like, I'm getting an Erica Clash tattoo. Because by the end, she's gonna come out with like a shaved head, a mohawk, like tattooed tears, like a body piercings.
I was really hoping for it.
But she got to that point where, frankly, I don't think that she took our direction. We wanted to see something different from her in that challenge. That's what we wanted. We're not shitting on her drag or telling her she sucks, but we are trying to give her direction on what we want to see. And hello, it's the Boulet brothers Dragula. And it's our monster, so that's what we were looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, how did the girls audition, and have there been any that you've approached to be on the show?
Has what? The second part, what was it?
Have you approached any of the girls to apply to be on your show?
So everybody on the show, we have to become aware of them first, Some of them we're aware of them because they have a higher profile, so we already know them. And some of them we don't know them at all, so they have to go through a little more hoops because we need to get to know who they are, So what was the first?
There is an application, there's a video, send in a video, answer a certain number of questions. It wasn't like rocket science, but it showed us what kind of sector they're coming from, like sort of mentally, because for us, again, it's not just spooky, even though season 1 sort of had that vibe, and that's certainly part of the world that we absolutely love, but some of it is punk and some of it is just nasty and trashy, like Divine or John Waters. Like, that's just as much a part of what we love as Bram Stoker's or Susie and the Banshees or whatever it might be. Like, these are our influences. So they sent in a tape, filled out an application, video, and I think kind of what you would imagine, really.
Thank you.
Feel free to raise your hand. Yeah, I see it.
Shoot it out. Go ahead.
I need a microphone.
Oh, I didn't say it was a microphone.
I really respect your season, and I just want to ask what your process is for making the season.
She's asking what our process is for making a season. So there is sort of a theme, like Swan was just talking about, to each season. So last year was we were a little more inspired by horror, vampire,
witchery.
But of course, camp is always going to be in every season. But this year we're a little more influenced by like punk rock, heavy metal, like that kind of vibe, So the process is just like whatever is inspiring us at the moment, and the girls, the way that they look and what we're looking for that year. That's so far, at least, it's only been 2 years. So.
Well, we literally keep notes too, like in my phone right now, the pages of things like, oh, this would make an amazing intro. Oh, this is a challenge for sure. Damn, I love this. And we need to see this kind of on a larger scale. And then we have all these ideas. Like, that's the one thing we have never been short of, which is ideas. Like, we've basically been having a conversation for like decades about just creative shit and ridiculousness and just faggotry and whatever it is that we're inspired by, and there's just a list of inspiration. So we dice through that list and decide what the season's gonna look like.
Like, picture you're standing at the bar and we're there and we're having a drink, and I'm like, look at that bitch over there with that wig. I'm like, she looks fucking crazy. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be fucking hysterical if we put her in a shopping cart and made her decorate it like trash and ram into someone else? That's what we're doing. That's really what it's like, I swear to fucking God. Like, why don't we bury Meatball alive? Wouldn't that be fucking hysterical? It's not as funny when you get to this scene, you're like, it's funny, right, guys? And they're like crying. I'm like, drink this whiskey, you'll be alright. Which is really kind of how it did go down, but whatever. Anybody else?
I see a hand there in the back.
Would you ever take a biological woman drag queen?
We have answered this question. So the kind of long answer is this. Dragula, to remind some of you that don't know, was born out of a club. We did a party called Dragula once a month in Los Angeles for 3 years. We brought it to San Francisco every month for over a year. We did it in Austin at the International Drag Festival, and we did it in Brooklyn. And everywhere we went, we said, anyone can enter the contest. There's going to be a pageant. We want drag kings, drag queens, bio queens. If you fuck around with gender and you can perform it, it doesn't matter what you have between your legs or how you paint your face, just get up because you could enter this competition. And that is the truth still with the show. We really, really, really wanted to cast, at the very least, a drag king for season 2. And it kind of just didn't work out. It wasn't in the cards this year, but I kind of have a feeling that's going to be a little different for season 2.
And whoever gets on the show and auditions, they just have to have a fucking kick-ass audition tape and be able to do all the crazy shit that we do in the show. Like, you gotta be a wild faggot to be on this show, okay? Like, seriously,
like
whether you're a girl or whatever you are, you better have some faggotry energy to you going on, you know what I mean? And be able to roll around with these filthy bitches. I saw another hand, yes.
Really stupid question, but I really appreciated the little mention for taking up appearances in some of the episodes with the lady that has speaking.
Yes.
LA residents can't speak right now. What other British things influence you?
So my drag personally, I get very inspired by Are You Being Served and Mrs. Slocum. And Hyacinth, of course, she knows. I watch that shit forever. I love it. It's like my favorite fucking thing.
It's absolutely true. And at first, she turned me on to it, and I'm like, what? But it's kind of addicting, and it's ridiculous, and it's sort of amazing. So there are other ideas that we sort of wanted to see, and in certain scenarios, certainly like Ab Fab is one for me. And I kind of want to do there too.
You know, the pussy reference, Disasterina, is another homage to Mrs. Slocum, like my pussy, that whole thing.
She's murdering my pussy.
She's murdering my pussy in the latest episode. That's why we were like,
we may or may not have fed Disasterina that line. Okay, one last question, then we're going to get on with the show.
She's beautiful on the inside.
Polygraph or not? Absolutely not.
I think she looks fucking fantastic.
She looks amazing.
I love Peaches. She's beautiful, she's talented, she's amazing. We have a great relationship with her, actually.
The truth is, there's not a lot of people out in the world that will actually wish you well and support you and genuinely give you positive energy when they're around you. It's that little competitive, negative, evil, whatever that lurks in all of our hearts. Sometimes that comes out, but with Peaches, she's been nothing but super supportive of us from moment one, and we absolutely love her for that. We seriously do. Anyway, are you guys ready for this show?